People not from the Western world. What's something Westerners eat that makes you wonder why the heck would you eat that? My family's been living in the States for a long while now. My parents don't buy celery that often unless they're planning to use it for a dish. So, when my parents saw me wash some stalks then take out the peanut butter, they were like, making ants on a log in class is what helped me like celeries as a kid, but I guess it's not a thing in Korea. Or at least for my parents' generation, no clue about now. My parents weren't into the celery with peanut butter. Too sweet, they said. But then my mom takes out the mayo and uses it as a dip for the celery? It was my turn to go, though it honestly didn't taste as bad as I thought. A few years ago I was at a party with a very international group of friends, where we all made various dishes together to eat later. A Slovak guy and a Czech guy decided to make sushi. They'd brought a Finnish sushi cookbook. This was taking place in Finland. A Japanese student started looking through it and I'll never get the look on her face. That was the day I learned that a lot of the sushi varieties that are staples here are not authentic at all. It's like pizza. Italians are shocked by everyone else's version, too. A family friend from South Africa commented on pumpkin pie once. Wait, you put pumpkins into pie? Why would you do that? Beans for breakfast, what? Why? In Kenya and most of Africa, we use beans as stew and eat it with rice, chapati for lunch or supper. I am ethnically Korean, but I was born and raised in Argentina, with American citizenship. Our family love making Argentina-style barbecue, asado, every weekend. I married my very Korean wife who, during the first 1 year of having asado, she loved it, but now, she just can't understand how our family loves barbecue, meat so much. But she just loves having asado plus kimchi. Best combo ever. Greasy barbecue washing off with the tangy, refreshing kimchi. I'm half American, half Indonesian and grew up in several countries. Didn't move to the States, NYC specifically, until I was in my 20s. My roommates were trying to figure out American things I had missed out on growing up internationally and they were blown away that I never had a PB and jelly sandwich. I was hesitant to try it because it's such an odd combo, but man, they made me one and I was like, damn, this is good. Also, s'mores was something they introduced me to one summer. I was used to eating cheese on graham crackers and never thought of it as a vessel for dessert. Teenagers of Reddit aged 13-18, what do you think defines your generation right now? You know, when you microwave a lasagna and the middle is kind of just not microwaved at all, that's kinda how it feels like. There's a general belief that the world sucks right now, and it's only going to get worse as we grow up, so what do? We make jokes about it. Constantly. Trying to be famous, everybody thinks they can make it big on YouTube or some other platform, but most can't. I want to die, ha bro, same. Fake influence, people are making TikToks and claim they are influencers. Getting caught up with social media, trying to fit in, and then perhaps forgetting about the real essence of life. Without a direction you feel stuck, unable to do anything. Just here to see if my 21-year-old ass is still relevant. People of Reddit, how would you feel about changing the delete feature to shred it and the share feature to spread it? How would you feel about coming up with OC? If they add it, they'll regret it. I dread it. Stop it, this has been posted so many times. Edit, repost the post. I think I've seen this on here like 20 times already. It was fun the first time, but after seeing the same meme again and again it's all a bit cringe. Bruh, haha, so funny, haven't seen it 80 times before. What's an immediate red flag when trying to make friends? They hit you up and act all friendly, make tentative plans, then immediately ask for something. If you feel like you have to change yourself to get along with them. When they talk at you, not with you. If one of the first conversation you have with people ends up with them bad-mouthing their other friends, I'd keep my distance. Because you know deep down that they will talk like that about you too. Someone who's always sees themselves as the victim even when they're in the wrong. They don't ask you any questions about you but will talk about themselves all day long. When people only talk and hang out with you when they need something from you. Redditors who had a gunshot wound. How did it happen and how does it feel? Accidentally shot by a relative who was handling a gun they thought was unloaded. Entered lower left abdomen, immediately hurt but got worse over the next 25 minutes till they got me to the hospital. Passed out as they wheeled me in, wound up needing partial bowel resection and appendectomy and 6 days in the hospital. Now dealing with an intracutaneous fistula and abscess. 0 tenths do not recommend. It doesn't hurt as much, at first, as movies portray. The second it happens, it feels like you got a quick injection. It slowly hurts more over time. Horribly. My dad was shot during the Gulf War, and he told me that it felt like being jabbed with a cigarette butt. He said it felt sharp and hot. Was a negligent discharge from a friend that found its way into my back. Left me paralyzed as it hit my T12 vertebrae. I first fell straight back down to the ground and didn't feel anything, but then I felt extreme pain in my lower back, then the feeling of a hot liquid running down me. All I could do was tell and swear and grasp onto anyone that was near me. Obviously it was the worst pain anyone could imagine and I never again want to feel that. Edit, for everyone wondering, it was a .22 bullet that hit my T12 vertebrae. It missed my spinal cord but the impact caused paralysis anyways. Because of that my recovery has been well and I am able to move everything but my left calf and foot. I'm walking on crutches but still use my chair by often. Also yes, I am still friends with my friend and we have gone shooting together since. Well, wearing a vest, it hurts significantly more right off the bat. The plus side being that it was a 9mm and was stopped from going on a joyride to the Lung Cafe. The other hit was a thigh wound that missed my femoral by a solid inch. It did, however, hit the femur, giving me a decent fracture. Felt like a bee sting for a second, then my leg hurt like hell. I was still able to support myself and return fire. Which was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. My recommendation, if you're going to get in a gunfight. Don't. Accident on someone else's part. .40 Smith & Wesson gold dot hollow point into my upper chest, out, back in my bicep and out the back. Same bullet, 0 expansion and luckily didn't hit any bone. I've felt worse pain, the burning sensation was the most intense part. 4 years ago, you can still touch my arm and feel the bullet's path through the muscle. What gets you out of bed in the morning? My bladder, 'cause I gotta pee. Spite. I lay 6 strips of bacon on a George Foreman grill beside my bed. Then go back to sleep. 20 minutes later I wake up to the smell of bacon. Occasionally I burn my foot. Is it worth it? Yes. The fear of being fired and becoming homeless. My cat. He sticks his cold wet nose in my face and says Maru. What's your guilty pleasure? Window shopping online. I'll add everything I could want to my cart, look at the total, then exit the page. Bad movies and 90 Day Fiancé. Teen movies and shows like Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, 17 Again. I'm a guy in my late 30s. Ordering 3 orders of crab rangoons for myself. Watching Totally Spies. What's it like being your age? I'm 13, and I'm caught in the phase where I'm like, I want to grow up, but I don't want to grow up too much. My life is definitely not as hard as others though, so don't think I'm complaining.
Believing in me and giving me this chance. Subscribe.
He said it.